All right, creating new broadcast, start streaming. Let's hope. Right, so I'm gonna have to go through my normal processes here just to try and actually find out whether things are actually on. Apparently my connection is excellent. Let's see if the video actually stays alive this week after the past couple of weeks where it's all gone a little bit wrong. Let's see. Maybe I need to, there's a couple of things I'd said about trying to sort out the HDMI connection, or maybe I need to have a separate audio one so I can refresh the video, who knows. But let's just see if we remain in the world of the living in terms of picture today. But of course, I've got no idea if I'm actually streaming to anyone, although it says on the OBS software that I use that I'm connected and everything. I don't know whether it's actually on YouTube. So, whapa to the iPad. Which I haven't charged today. Okay, so we don't. Could just. This will just be a nice little thing to look at. Oh, look! Here's the iPad you could have had. Luckily, the screen on my iPhone 16 Pro Max, whatever, is massive. So, oh no, don't want that then. So hopefully, you'll see me on this. It's funny, you know, if you think back to the times of having an iPhone 4. Anyway, hello everyone. We are rowing, don't worry, this isn't just a man ranting about various things. According to the email, I am live on my channel, so let's tap it and see. Yeah, there we go, there's me, look, there's me. And there's people already here. Ooh, Gavin Rowland says, hi John. Hi Gavin, how are you today? I do hope you're having a nice weekend. Are you on nights this week? Are you on days? I hope you're well. TT, hi there. Whoever joins when, Rob C and me starting off a bit earlier. Intent to catch you right at the start after one lap. Ah, good job. John Edge, hi everybody, looking forward to today's row. And CBDB says, hello all. Yep, you're live. Yep, you're alive. I'm alive. I'm a real live boy. What was the rant I was having? Oh yeah. But phones. Remember like the iPhone 3G, if you remember like that far back, or even like just the 4, because that's around about the same size. And it was like, it really wasn't that big, but we were all like, oh, look, it's such a big screen. And back on day shift tomorrow, right, okay, good. And then every phone I've had ever since has been like progressively a little bit bigger. Like the iPhone 5 was that little bit bigger. The 6 was ooh. Then the 10 was ooh. And then I think the last one I had was 13 Pro, and that was ooh. And I was like, wow, this is so big. And now I've got the 16 Pro Max. And to be honest, now that it's in my hand and I use it and stuff, this just feels the same size as the other ones. It's incredible how your brain just kind of reconfigures. There is something about, is it the parasympathetic response? Is that what it is? Like, if you're wearing, like obviously we all, as of a day, we wear a top. How long have I got? I've got 10 minutes so I can tell the story. As of the day as we do, we all wear our top hats as we go out. Hello everybody, I'm wearing my top hat, hello. But you're wearing a hat, you're wearing something on your head, or you're wearing, I'm trying to think what else, it could be something. But basically, your brain kind of works out and knows that you've got this extension to your body. I'm trying to think however else you're going to experience something like this. Like maybe if you were a woman wearing a puff skirt or something. But basically, it's like your body has an awareness of how big you are. So when it comes to like fitting through spaces, much like cats and whiskers, your body knows how big you are, and so it kind of knows to like automatically duck. Sometimes it gets it slightly wrong, of course. But if you're wearing a hat, weirdly, your brain knows this, and it takes into account the fact that you're wearing a hat. And so when it comes to going through a door, it knows you have to duck that a little bit earlier, or like from the side of the door and stuff. And then this is why in fact, here's the way to here we go. We've got it in the end. Hang on, I'll get back to you in a second, John. If you wear sunglasses or glasses or something, and you're like me, and when you kind of take them off, I tend to like just put them up on my head for a while, and I'll kind of like talk to someone, going, hey, yeah, whatever. I'll kind of go back to work or whatever. Or if it's sunglasses and I come inside the house, put them up on my head, and then what happens is I kind of walk around the house and whatever, I'm doing things, I'm cooking dinner and whatever, and then I think, oh, my sunglasses are still on my head, or at least I don't think that. Although at one point, here's the point I think. Rewind 10 seconds. It's like I'll be going about my day and I'll be doing stuff and I'll kind of cook dinner or whatever, and then I'll just like automatically take off the sunglasses and I'll go about to dinner or whatever. But because I've done this as a kind of like just an automatic response and I haven't really consciously thought about it, my brain obviously thinks that my sunglasses are still on my head because I can still feel the awareness of them being up there, that the thing has grown, like my head's a little bit bigger, to the point that I'm like, oh, I've got to take my sunglasses off, and I take them, I go to kick it off, and oh, it's not there anymore. And the moment I touch my head and see that they're not there anymore, that sensation and goes. And it's the same with with having a hat on your head. So say it like blew off outside and you had no idea that it blew off, you'd still be ducking through doorways. Anyway, I think that's no, it's not parasympathetic. It's para something. Anyway, right. Hey, Manira, you're here. Hiya. But John Edge says first before, did a climbing Everest workout on Monday. 8,848 meters, well done. Hardest bit was rowing with the concept to vertical against the wall. Ha, ha, ha. Try the fish, I'm here all week. Very funny, very nice. Oh, somebody just donated a £5. Thank you very much, whoever just, it says John Doe, so I'm assuming that's an anonymous, or maybe it is under John Doe. Thank you very much. That doesn't happen often. I will make sure to make good use of it. Trying to think what tech I need to buy. Sorry, quick drink. Where are we? Right, I've got 8 minutes and I have to set up my tech, so I'm going to do that next before I start talking more. And I have to make myself a little bit bigger, smaller on screen as well. That's quite nice. I made myself a new energy or sports drink today. Oh, it's quite nice. It's not too sweet. It's not too... I'll click on that. What happens there? Oh, thank you very much. Oh. Anyway, sorry. Right, let's get things set up. So, excuse me. Oh, some of that went up my nose as much as it was tasty. It's not quite as tasty as it goes up your nose. I tried to kind of style it out a little bit there and be a bit cooler about it, but it didn't work. I'm going to do heart rate first. Row indoor. Epix Pro should pop up. Yep. I'm going to start it now, even though it's a little bit early, but I always forget to start it. Albert from Smart Row is present too. Good timing, Albert, because the reason that I have left Connect Rower into the second one is that once again this week, I am going to be using the Smart Row handle. So if I press home, it turns on. Bluetooth is active, battery is active. And this would be really embarrassing if it didn't then pop up. It could be that I've started, that I need to kind of refresh the search thing, because I think EXO wants it kind of, let's go again. I think, did it pop up just as I did it? Oh, this would be embarrassing. Or do I still have to go via the app? Maybe I do. I think I do, don't I? Yes, I did, John. Hang on, I'll talk about that in a sec. I was, sorry, for a second there, sorry, Albert, I had made that mistake of thinking that it connected directly to EXO, but you haven't sorted that yet, have you? I don't know, quite. This is what's going to cost me my time. Dismiss. Settings, there we go. Smart Row, connected, broadcasting, EXO. Apply. There we go, that's up. So yeah, so basically you go from the handle to the app and the app to EXO. But idiot here almost forgot that step. Albert's sitting at home screaming at the screen, turn on your app. I don't think have we ever spoken, Albert? I don't think we have. Albert is from Smart Row. That's why I'm mentioning him personally. So, right, last week, previously on RowAlong, there we go, Sunset Row. Oh, did I not actually join my own session? That's embarrassing. 5 minutes to go, great. So I've got 5 minutes I can talk about this. Everybody make sure and do a warm up and things while you are waiting for the start of today's row. I do hope you are still on. You are, aren't you? Right, cool. You are connected. Just because it no longer lights up. The handle doesn't light up once you turn it on. So I'm like, is it still on? But I'm assuming it is because it would have, I'd have disconnected somehow. We'll find out when I start rowing, to be honest. So I start frantically pressing buttons. So yeah, do a quick warm up. Today's row, how I'm going to do it, and I'll talk about this when we actually start the row as well, is I'm going to do 3 minutes at 20 strokes a minute, 2 minutes at 24 strokes a minute, and 1 minute at right about 28 strokes a minute. Whether I'll hold that 28 by the end depends on whether my fitness has improved over the past couple of weeks. I'm going to do that 6 times, and that'll be our half hour done. So I'm going to just put a little bit of structure. I'm not going to do the sprints. I just want to try and do it that way. So 3, 2, 1, 6 times is what we're going to do. So previously on RowAlong, last week, I introduced the fact that I'm now using the Smart Row handle instead of the stock Concept 2 handle. I'll talk a little bit about it during the row when we get going, because I want to talk a little bit about the data of it. But last week I kind of said, oh, I'm going to use it, but I'm not going to tell you anything about the data. Whereas today, what I'm going to do is this: it's the Smart Row. As I told you, the Smart Row is connected to EXO. So the data you see on screen today is going to be coming from the Smart Row handle. But I'm not going to talk about the Concept 2. Well, I might, you never know, I might kind of just give in. I'm not going to talk about, or I don't plan on talking about comparisons, because there's no way to show you that. Okay, so I could sit here and say, oh, look, we're bang on, and you're going to be like, yeah, prove it, mate. So I'm going to make a completely separate video which has me unboxing this, showing you how to connect it and all that kind of stuff, and doing the comparisons of data between the Smart Row handle and the Concept 2 monitor. Spoiler alert, they're very, very close. So that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about for the Smart Row handle today. I got through that a lot quicker than before. Now, if I minimize, I can't remember whether Smart Row throws a wobbly if I minimize it, but the only way I can actually reply to any of your messages is, it comes like you're in a Smart Row workout. So, okay, let's hope it still connects by the time we get going. I'm going to read through some of the messages. So, I hope, by the way, Albert, I hope you're okay with me talking about this, but because, I mean, listen, for the people that are here watching, how many people? We've got 25 people watching, so you might all want to know about the Smart Row handle. For a start, it's comfortable to use. So, and I've not actually tried controlling music or the TV yet with the buttons, but that's going to be another point. David Palos wrote something, then retracted it, so maybe he was being abusive. Maybe he was like, "Rrr." Oh, there we go. Hola a todo el mundo con muchas, it's hidden in his, ganas de remar con vosotros. So hello everyone around the world with, I don't know what the end of that is though. No problem, Albert, good. With muchas ganas de remar's rowing, isn't it? With vosotros, with you. So what's muchas ganas de from, I don't know. I'm sure you'll tell me. How long have we got? We've got 1 minute 55. Right, what did Munira say? She said, hi John, hello from Kuala Lumpur. We're all over the world. About to go to bed now. We'll join you during a sunset row another time. You sleep well, Munira, if you're still watching. Get yourself rested for your championship things that you've got coming up in a few weeks. David Powell's got in touch. John Edge, yes, I did. I went to Drum Chapel yesterday, the glorious delights of Drum Chapel, and I ran their park run. Apparently someone has graded handicapped all of the park runs in the UK, and the Drum Chapel one is the hardest because it goes hill, hill, hill. It gets 6 really kind of big hill climbs. If you follow me on Strava, you'll see the result of my run yesterday. So it's 25:40, but there was a lot of climbing in it, so I was quite pleased with 25:40, to be honest. Great, really well worth going back to. I'm looking forward to doing it again. The only downside was that my Achilles heel issue, or the tendon, then flared up again because of all the climbing, so that wasn't really very good. But it gave me a chance to talk about the Prungo red light therapy that I'm using. Today, to be frank, it's probably going to be I should have like a products placement thing, because I'm just going to be talking about stuff like that. Anyway, back to my energy drink, because we've only got 35 seconds to go. Remember, there's a delay between what you see on the YouTube feed and what you see on the Xer feed. So, sorry I missed out what you already talked about, your handlebar. It looks interesting. I'm going to, don't worry. Twitch, say there's a delay. Make sure and look at Xer rather than YouTube. Quick drink. TT says, hi, Albert. Right, I've got to go back to the Smart Row app. Let's hope we are still connected. 10 seconds to go for me. I need to speak to Henrik about getting me a bespoke holder for the handle. Right, 3, 2, 1, go. That's a good sign. I'm moving. So, just to recap, the data you are seeing on Xer right now is from the handle. Okay, it's not from the Concept 2. Spoiler alert, my Concept 2 right now is saying 205, 206, 205. Okay, so I don't want to throw too many comparisons here, but they're pretty much identical. So there was 1 or 2 strokes at the start where it was different, but I think this is just how the Concept 2 deals with the initial algorithm and the Smart Row does. So if you did not see last week's video or row, then I'll explain what this is. This is a force meter, basically, that it knows stroke length, it knows stroke rate, and because it knows the force from the handle to the chain, it knows the amount of power that's going into the machine. And the smart wizard bods over at SmartRow have worked out the maths, basically, to convert the stroke length, the force, and the rate into your rowing data. And then the handle transmits via Bluetooth currently to the SmartRow app, but then the SmartRow app is able to broadcast Bluetooth out itself, which is why the handle is able to control EXA. So you might be thinking, why do I need it? What's the point of it? Well, there's two parts to that, really. Number one, there are, oh, hang on, take it up to 24 strokes a minute. Almost missed it there. Too busy talking. If you're following me today, we're going to do 3 minutes at 20, 2 at 24, and 1 at 28. And in case you care, Concept 2 is reading 201 right now. 202. So it's still, as I increased stroke rate and ended up 4 seconds faster, the SmartRow handle also went faster in terms of data, because it knows that I'm putting a little bit more force into the stroke, and it knows the stroke rate has increased by 4. And then in 45 seconds time, when I increase to 28-ish, oh, hang on, I got my maths wrong. It's 5 times, isn't it? Not 6 times round. Did I say we were going to do 3, 2, 1 6 times? I should have said 5. Anyway, let's see what happens in 4 strokes time. 2 more. 1 more. Let's take it up. And you don't have to think about your pace here. Just push harder with the legs to give you a faster drive speed. Let the handle come away smoothly but quickly from your body, and that will help create a faster recovery speed. Okay, concept 2 says 156, 157. SmartRow is 157. Okay, 1 more here, and back to 20 strokes a minute. Use these 3 minutes to recover, take it down, nice low intensity. You see I've dropped to 210-ish for the first of these strokes, for the first few of these strokes, just as I settle back into pace. Whew. So yeah, where was I? So yeah, the handle has media controls on it. I've not used them yet, but you should be able to control your music, and I'm pretty sure if you've got Netflix or something running, the intention anyway was to be able to control that. But that's not the big selling point, really. It's the fact that it can connect to any machine that uses a chain. So RP3, Concept 2, Rogue, will connect to all of them, and it will unify the data from all of them. So what it means is that if you have a Concept 2, one more minute to go on this one, Concept 2, an RP3, and Rogue Echo Rower. It is Rogue Echo, isn't it? Yeah. And they're all using this Smart Row handle. The data from them means that it is a fair race. Whereas if you just connected them from their own monitors, it might not be, because of the different algorithms that are out there. And I'm assuming because WaterRowers can be fitted with the Smart Row pulley, they're already taken care of in the Smart Row ecosystem too. Okay. One more here, and we'll take it up to 24. Just push a little bit harder with your legs. Doesn't have to be dramatic, although I've not done enough. I'm slightly under. But the handle itself is comfortable. It's not fully round. It's a bit more of a, I don't know, kind of like square with rounded front and back, which does help this thought of hooking fingers around the handle. Another minute to go here. Rather than a death grip. But just the same kind of pressure on your hands as the Concept 2 handle. So you may at first think this feels different, but you soon get used to it. It's also just a gnat's tadger wider than a Concept 2 handle, or it's to do with the fact it's not rounded at the ends and it just feels that way. Okay, in 4 strokes time, we'll take it back up again. One more. Here we go. I'll try and get the rate closer to 28 this time. I was lollygagging last time. Now if you are following me with this 3, 2, 1 row, expect to find it a bit spicy
on these 1 minute chunks. And as we go through the row, it'll get progressively spicier. One more. And back to 20. Gotta say, I'm still not back where I was back in like December in terms of power or cardio. It's funny how it doesn't take that long to lose strength and fitness, but it does take a long time to regain it again. It's not very fair, is it? Or maybe it's just another downside of not being 18 anymore. I am happy with the progress I'm making, but certainly in December, doing this kind of row, I wouldn't be finding it quite as hard to talk through it. But you know what? You can't rush these things. If you try to force change, that's where you start to resent when it doesn't come. So I actually posted some photos of my scales from Wednesday's weigh-in that showed I was 200 grams heavier than the week before. But not only does that not really mean anything, because, well, I could easily have had 200 grams of fluid, or waste, let's call it, waiting to be relieved from my body. But the important part was, even though I was 200 grams heavier, I was 3% down on body fat and 1.5% up in muscle compared to, like, I think it was 3 weeks before I weighed myself. One more here. Let's take it up to 24. Come on, Gavin, you're right in front of me, so you better put the power in to stay ahead. Can't let the old man huffing and puffing overtake you. So remember, and keep your flow here. Really what I want you to develop is just a natural push at the various stroke rates. Oh, hang on. I don't think I reduced myself on screen, did I? I do hope, because I've got Exa full screen right now. So I don't know whether the camera has messed up again in the background. Maybe when I drop to 20 again, I'll quickly flick the computer back to broadcast mode. Because maybe the camera's messed up and you're just staring at shash right now. Or worse, a big version of me. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So this one really should be your default pace for 20, 24, 28. Should just happen naturally. 2 more. 1 more. Up to 28 or thereabouts. You will need to think about that leg drive, pushing harder. I want you to still put the power into the machine from your legs. I don't want you to cheat and reduce leg power so that you can whiz up and down at a higher stroke rate. I'd rather you are at a lower rate and putting the power in than foregoing power. Okay, 2 strokes. Right, let's see. Good. There I am. I am full screen. That's a bit alarming, isn't it? Seeing me full screen. Can you still see? Yeah. You can still see the data coming off SmartRow. So right now I'm 207, 208. So and that's concept 2 I'm talking. It'll be interesting. I don't expect by the end of the row for the 2 distances to be identical, but it'll be interesting to see how close they actually are. Right, where do I need to stop on this one? 21. Is that right? Yeah. Got my maths wrong there. Or almost got my maths wrong. So use these 3 minutes at 20 to recover and also to reset your technique. Get back to that flow. I can see from the screen that I've got a little bit of bunny hands going on, so I'll try and flatten my wrists. Feels better. Whew. Yeah, so quickly just to wrap up the weight thing. So although my weight had technically gone up, or had gone up, I had dropped a lot of body fat and put on muscle. So if I was only chasing the scales, there's a good chance I would have been annoyed, upset, disappointed by my progress. But because I knew, or I know it's not just about weight, it's about other measurements, waist size, etc., I was okay. All right, let's take it up to 24. Gavin obviously took the bait. He's quite nice and far in front, not letting me catch him. Good boy. Not too sure about me being full screen like this. Somebody remind me to make it smaller next week. Well, the one thing I haven't been tracking is heart rate, because I have changed my watch strap. This is the other product placement. I have been using just the standard Garmin kind of hook through a hole watch strap, you know, standard strap. But I find that it's always either too tight or too loose. And if it's too loose, I think that's where the errors in reading come from. So when the folks from Bandletic got in touch and asked if I wanted to try their Velcro strap, I leapt at the chance, and that's what I'm using today. I'm looking at it, 142 is bang on what I'd expect. I don't know what it's been like earlier on in the row. One more here. Let's take it up. Got two more of these 28s. So this one, then we'll go back to 20, 24, 28, then we'll be done. Concept 2 PM5 is showing 157 right now. So again, we're locked in. Drop down to 158 just then. 20 seconds on this one. You'll have to let me know whether you're joining in with me on these rate and power changes. One more. Oh, maybe we should have taken two more. That was a bit of a wait. And then back to 20 strokes a minute. Give yourself, can't talk, a chance to recover. So yeah, so I'm happy playing the long game. I don't really have any proper performance related thing until October, but I would like to lose another 3 kilograms or so by summer so that I don't look like a whale on the beach. It's all relative, I know. But I don't like being in the 80s when it comes to weight. I much prefer 70 something, because that way I can convince myself that I can get down to 75 and be a lightweight again. But as being, I've already started to book entries for High Rocks races this year. The lightweight thing will probably need to wait. Maybe if my Achilles doesn't heal, then I should just concentrate on rowing instead. But I do want to give High Rocks a good bash this season as the young pup in the 50 to 59, or is it 54? Can't remember. So I'm back doing a lot of weights, resistance training. I am running a lot and doing like wall balls, lunges, devil presses. In fact, after today's workout, I'm going to be doing some sled pushes and pulls. Get those high rocks muscles working. Okay, one more stroke, and we'll take it up to 24 for the last time for 2 minutes. Now, if you have been following me, this workout should feel tough, but apart from possibly the 28s, you should never really have felt like you wanted to stop. Maybe you were thinking, oof, this is quite, or I preferred the 20s, but these 24s should just feel a bit more intense, like 7 out of 10, not at the 8 out of 10 wanting to stop. And then the 28s will feel 8, 9 out of 10, where you will be like, is this minute over yet? I really want to ease off. But importantly, you don't have to ease off. That's the intensity we're aiming for. Or, if you want, why not sprint home for the last minute? And that should take you to a point where you're hanging on. Can you make it to the end? Okay, here we go. 28 for me, but you can sprint if you want. "45 to go. And at least I'm passing one lap of this course, which is nice. Possibly make 7,200 meters. I'm not really up at 28 at all, am I? Not pushing hard enough. There we go. That's more like it. For the last few strokes. Right. And there goes my RowAlong app telling me to drink water. Okay, so concept 2 had me at 72.48. Let's see what extra comes in as, well, 72.4. That's a good sign, isn't it, Albert? Open report. Do I get, now that's a bit of a, well, actually, sorry. So, stupid John, who was there on the Smart Row app the entire time. Unfortunately, because I'd set the Smart Row to roll on. Right, so that was on that, that was on that. How do I check? This will sync to, right, okay, you have to bear with me a second. Will it give me, here, does it give me distance? No, it doesn't. Do any of these give me total distance? General? Is that it? Will that tell me my actual final distance? No, that's my coins. Achievements based on that. Hang on, I'm going to quit this. Quit Smart Row. So yes, so the issue I'm having here is that concept 2 I'd set to half an hour. And so that stopped bang on 72.48. But I'd set smart row to just row. So it rolled on to 72.66. Now, I'm going to assume that means that they were actually bang on. But I want to find classic, is it under there? 72.36. I can't be right. There's no way that rolled on by 30 meters. I'm going to have to do, you know what, it's close enough that I'm happy to say that they are exceptionally close to each other, but I'm going to have to do a proper 30-minute set, a 30-minute on smart row. So Doofus here didn't do that. So we're kind of, and I'm not entirely convinced, especially because it said 29.59 on the report for the duration instead of 30 minutes, that 1 second. I'm not saying it's going to be 10 meters, but it's going to be close enough that I want to do a proper test rather than, let's see, where are we? Because where was it? Under training, it said 29.59 instead of 30 minutes. Yeah, so anyway, right. So I still think that that's close enough that when it comes to smart row being in the game in terms of if there was say somebody set up an XR race and because what I didn't finish off, and sorry about this, I'll just say it quickly. What I didn't finish off is the people that might want to use a smart row. So there's all the people who are using like RP3s and rogue echoes and all that kind of stuff and skill rows and things that they might want to get in the game and they don't have a way to connect to various apps and things. Smart row on them are going to work, but on a Concept 2, say you've got an old Model C with a PM3 monitor and you don't want to upgrade to the PM5 monitor. Price-wise, I'm not entirely sure how they compare the smart row versus the PM5 in terms of upgrade. I don't know that part, but you can use the smart row to do your Bluetooth transmission to kind of to go to places, to connect to places. I guess it's not going to connect to your Concept 2 logbook, so if you're in the Concept 2 ecosystem, then maybe your PM5 is the solution. But I get the feeling that Smart Row are working on kind of all this kind of stuff. So what I'm saying is that is close enough to me, and I'm going to do the half-hour test, don't worry, within like the main video. That's close enough to me to say that if I was racing somebody on my Concept 2 on a PM5 monitor, and someone said, oh, I'm on an RP3 or I'm on I'm on an old Model C Concept 2, but I'm using the Smart Row handle, I'd go, fine. Bonza, I'm not going to complain about that. That's close enough. Right, so stop rowing. Sunset row with RowAlong. Save session. Okay, so let's see. Are people talking? In fact, if I go on to here, does this show me the chat? No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Where are we? If I go up here, play, that's me. Hello, me. PM5 is about £165. Thanks, John. Yeah, I don't actually know what the price point is for the Smart Row handle because they have sent me this to test and make videos and stuff for them, so I haven't actually bought it. Chances are they're going to want it back because it's not cheap. But yeah, so it's only for sale in the Netherlands, so it's not going to go worldwide yet anyway. So I don't think they've actually worked out what the price point is going to be worldwide. But keep your eye out on that, and like I say, I'm going to be making videos about it. What do other people say? So Albert does say pretty much the same. Is that about price point? I'm guessing. Oh no, there's so many. Oh no, there's so many. Right, okay. I'm gonna go through all these just in case you are kind of like you posted something and you want an answer. So I'm gonna go through them quick though. Okay. CB said, "Hi John, sorry when I missed it. Have you already talked about the handle?" Yes, I did. TT said, "Hi Albert. Another handle is on the race." Yeah. Great, thanks, Christian. Oh no, race training. This is fun, isn't it? Concept 2 is way too loud to be viable at home. Rowing really needs to be a silent system. So bad. Yes and no. It depends where you are, to be honest. If you are in an apartment building that has thin walls, then possibly that's going to be too loud. I have a video up here on YouTube where I compared the Concept 2, a WaterRower, my Aviron, and the RP3. The quietest of the lot of them, I think, was the Aviron. Possibly the WaterRower, but they were still up there decibel-wise. They're still like kind of around about 60 decibels or something. The loudest by far is the RP3. That's a loud little fella. But the Concept 2 is just a fan. I mean, the downside is that if you want to go for one of the magnetic rowers that are quiet, the downside to them is that they're rubbish. So I don't know what the solution is. If volume is definitely a problem in terms of where you are, like maybe, I honestly, I don't know what the solution would be for you, but the purely magnetic rowers are just not only pretty much to a T, they're designed terribly in terms of that
you look at most of them and you can't actually get your arms out straight in front of you because it's all bound up. And even if there was one that had a better kind of ergonomic design, the problem with the magnetic rowers is that basically you just overcome them so quickly that, that it doesn't take long for you to become strong enough to just overpower the magnet, and therefore you no longer get a decent training for it. So say you've just dropped 250 pounds, euros, dollars, whatever, on one of these magnetic rowers on Amazon or whatever, you overpower it and you're like, oh, hang on, I'm gonna have to try and get another solution. Then you try and sell that thing on Craigslist or Facebook or whatever to try and pass it on. Not only will you not get $250 back for it, but you're really gonna struggle to sell it to somebody else because it's just, the market for these is just not there for secondhand rowers. So you're gonna have to drop it to like $50, $100, and you'd be really lucky to get 100 for it to try and pass it on. Concept 2, on the other hand, you buy, if you say you bought it new for $900, you'd easily sell it for 800 or like pounds. I'm kind of in and around, kind of bouncing between pounds and things. So, but that's not gonna, if volume is an issue, volume is an issue. So I can't really get around that. But all I'm saying is that the solution to that is really only magnetic rowers, and they're rubbish. So I don't really know what your solution is, I'm afraid, sorry. What do we get to? Good to know what you tell the comfort, because that was my first thought. Apart from the smart feature, it just looks very comfortable. It's a nice, like, soft, spongy kind of, not spongy, that makes it sound bad. It's like a rubberized handle, but it's still solid, but it has that little bit of give to it when you row, which is what you need. I'm assuming when Albert said pretty much the same, he means price. Not too sure if he then followed that up. No, he didn't. Right, what do we get to? Gavin, you put me on the spot there. I'm nowhere near as fast as you, so I had to push hard there. You know what, man? Tell you what, did you get a good workout from it? Is that you kind of gone, whew, I would never have worked that hard had I not kind of dangled that carrot in front of you. So maybe you worked harder than you intended to, and that is a good thing. Unless, of course, you're now on the floor heaving. All right, so TT was also using the smart row then. Is that what's going on with him? So he had a 100-meter difference between his. So the question is, why? Enjoyed that. Forgot to ask, did Julie do Drum Chapel? Oh yeah, so both of us did it. I did it in 25, what did I say, 25:48 or something. She did it in 26:50. She was 40 seconds behind me, I think is what it was. She enjoyed it just as much. It's a really tough one, in that you're kind of going through it, go, this is really tough, but then you get to the finish of it and you think, that was amazing. I think next week the plan is possibly we're going to do, what was it called again? I forgot the name. It's come completely out of my head. It's Cumbernauld Way. It used to be a park with wildlife in it. And I've just got Peel Park in my head, and that's not right. I don't know if it's going to come into my head or not. But if you know the one that I'm on about, oh no, it's completely gone out of my head. Sorry, John. If I remember, I'll get in touch. Gracie! If you're still here, then hiya. I'm glad you enjoyed it. TT, while using Just Row on stroke row, I found the XR truncates stroke rate. Ooh. Well, stroke rate, oh, okay, that's interesting. CBDB says, fabulous, used ErgZone to row along here on YouTube on week 7, row 1 of the RowAlong half marathon plan. Because remember, I've got currently running the half marathon in 10K plan with cohorts of lots of different people rowing it together. Gavin says, not quite on the floor, but a great row to replace week 4, session 5 of the 10K plan. Ooh. No, it's not Drumpelia. This is like a private conversation between me and John Edge now, isn't it? Hi, I'm still here, says Grace. So I tell you what, I'm going to write to everybody. I really hope that you are currently cooling down right now, because otherwise you're just watching a guy trying to find the name of the park run that John and I are discussing. Where Palace Rig. That's what I knew it began with P. Palace Rig, which is apparently a bit more of a kind of a traily run. But then the that's a Drum Chapel one was a bit more of that. Right. Sorry, folks. You really don't care about my parkrun outings. I was talking to somebody yesterday who is trying to do like the entire alphabet. They're trying to find do one from like A, like Aberdeen, B, wherever. Trying to do like one of them, trying to do the entire alphabet. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do for Q or Z, but anyway. Right. Shall we end this one? Because it's been going on for 11 minutes while I've been reading out messages and talking to you all about stuff. Thank you so much for being part of this one and for putting up with me. Good Lord, I wouldn't be putting up with me. I'd be like, all right, I like the row, mate, but I'm off. it really does mean a lot that you do kind of sign in here. Like, how many people are still watching? There's still 22 of you are still watching, which is just ridiculous. How, what are you doing? No. Make sure to have a shower, something to eat, have something to drink, stretch, try to stretch your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your shoulders, your forearms, your biceps, your smiceps, your smooshceps. Yes, stretch any muscle you feel you just got used. Maybe we should do a stretching session at the end of the next one. I am gonna, what have I got to do? So I'm gonna go and do some high rocks training next. Then I have to cook a nice Thai red curry tonight. I'm cooking for the family. Normally Sunday night is a like pie and veggies kind of meal, but we decided tonight we're gonna have a Thai chicken curry. Yummy. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do next. And then I've got a week ahead of me of making videos and things because I've got a week off work and I'm really enjoying that. And then yeah, I'll be back 9 o'clock in the morning next Sunday, so I hope to see you then. All right, so please look after yourselves. Have a fantastic week. If you're in the UK and you do have tomorrow off, which amazingly I do, I'm amazed that I've actually got bank holiday Monday, then I hope you have nice weather and you do something fun with it. And if you don't have tomorrow off, then I hope you still have a nice day anyway and have a great week. As always, find someone that you want to make it mean to and tell them you love them, all right? Okay, that's very important right now, to be nice to people that you love. Be nice to people that you just want to be nice to. I had an argument with a guy with a council worker that had a closed road yesterday, and he was all like, oh, mate, you can't work. He was barking at me, and I'm like, oh, come on, man. I mean, I shouldn't have driven through, but anyway, let's leave it there. I have clicked stop streaming, so all I have to do is do yes. So I'm going to say goodbye one last time. Everybody look after yourselves. Thank you once again for being part of this. I will see you next week. Until then, row well, be well.